Hello there, everyone. Welcome to Movies Are Real for the month of February 2018. Hope you enjoyed our best of 2017. We are back. I am your host, George Cruz, here with the knowledgeable and lovely and handsome Ryan Lance. And Carrie Lyles, the incredibly knowledgeable and cool Carrie Lyles. What's up?
I'm not handsome, though.
So,
the fantastic woman, the pregnant knight, the demon house herself. Fuck, this is our notes for the show. Damn it. Oh my god.
welcome to this, what is a monthly movies podcast where we look at the movies of the month prior, and then we talk about what we're looking forward to the next month. This is the episode for February 2018. I almost said 2017 there.
It's all the same.
It is all the same.
Time's an illusion.
But yeah, we're a little bit late, but I'm gonna say that's fine because we put the best of, and that was like 4 hours of podcast, 3.5,
Yeah.
something like that. Factualist.
And spoiler alert, we didn't miss a lot. I personally feel.
Yeah, I don't know if we didn't miss a lot or we're just low. Oh man, time to hang the whole podcast gloves up. We're done with this. Yeah, no, we haven't watched a whole lot, and we have 5 movies here, and we added the last one because we were like, fucking, why not?
I'll talk about this dumb shit.
But
Ryan's very excited about it.
Clearly, I love cinema.
But we do have 2 movies here that I would say are definitely worth talking about, at least one. I've heard some things about Mute, and maybe those things are worth discussing on this podcast.
Let's get to that.
But first, let's talk about the Cloverfield Paradox. A bit of a surprise, and I guess what is this? So, is this a sequel? Is this a...
You did not watch this,
I did not watch the Cloverfield.
You know what? For a free movie that costs you nothing to watch, good for you. That's time of your life that you could have spent doing anything else. So like the weird thing about Cloverfield Paradox is like it also exists like in its own like state, but like the whole like gimmick of it explains the other 2 Cloverfield movies in a way that I think is pretty dumb. Carrie, would you agree it's pretty dumb? Do you remember how it explains it?
Is it the universes?
Something. Anyways,
That does sound lame already.
let's get into the plot of the movie.
Have you heard of parallel universes, George?
That sounds lame.
Have you heard of the Dark Tower?
So George, the movie is about basically the world is like has this they've ran out of like energy.
Okay.
So there's this space station where everyone from several different countries come together. They're working on this like I forget what the exact term is, like this hyperdrive thing, and
Atom
just
smasher.
just a generic machine,
like a
generator.
Okay, like a mining tool.
They like
Not a
wanna.
mining tool,
They wanna. There's something they can do if they smash atoms together. They can make antimatter and then get like a charge out of it or something.
And
I don't
basically
remember.
they're working to like get this thing to work in space because then it would power the entire world forever. And then like all the war. Well, there's not really war. There's like it's like a Cold War II, but with several different countries. We're like, all right, if things keep getting fucked up, we're gonna fucking attack France, cause I don't know, that sounds fun. And like the Russians are going crazy, America's going crazy, and basically this whole crew of like fun, wacky characters are up in space and they're trying to get it all solved, and it's not going super well. And it's intercut with the main character's husband and what he's doing on Earth in this apocalypse setting.
Plot that definitely goes somewhere.
Oh, it
doesn't
does
just
not.
putter out and die and go away.
Carrie, no spoilers here.
Oh, sorry. Nothing putters out or dies in Cloverfield Paradox.
Look, I'm just gonna get into spoilers because this movie is fucking boring. So eventually they get the machine to work, okay, George?
Mm-hmm.
But then something happens to the ship, and they realize that Earth is no longer there. So they're just stranded out in space. So they think the first idea is like, we destroyed the Earth. We destroyed the Earth. What the fuck?
We blowed up Earth. No.
We blowed up Earth. What do we do? And like, I think that's a fine enough idea on its own. Unfortunately, there's about 1,000 other ideas. Because not only does Earth disappear, but also there's a bunch of random weird things happening in the ship. Like the drive thing that they need to work, the power machine is missing. All the worms in their worm farm are gone. They find a screaming woman that none of them recognize just in a wall.
Yeah, she's got like cables going through
Elizabeth
her.
Debicki. And like, look, if you find her in a wall, you've scored big time. Very, very, very pretty woman, but very confusing scenario, I would say. And basically, everyone just stops trusting each other. A few horror things happen kind of randomly. There's a part where a guy is trying to fix, like, he's trying to reseal some, like, panels that, like, came undone because, like, steam exhaust, you know? And then his arm just kind of goes in through the wall. And then it, like, comes out and it's, like, perfectly, like, seared shut. So, like, he feels no pain, but his arm's...
Cauterized.
He doesn't feel the pain, but his arm's gone. And they're like, well, what the fuck's going on? Where's my arm? And then they find his arm just walking down the hallway by itself. And they're like, what's it doing? He's like, it's trying to show us where the key is. Or something. And so it writes down, like, the corpse of, like, one of their crewmates that died because a bunch of fucking worms exploded out of him.
That scene was awesome.
That was
I liked
weird.
that part.
And it's like, oh, the drive was in his body for some reason. Thank you, arm, for telling us that.
And then the arm did a finger gun at him. It's like, you got it.
I don't know. I don't remember, but that could have happened.
That should have happened.
And basically, they find out that they basically jumped to another dimension that's parallel. So that's why the girl is on that ship. She was originally on that dimension's version of the ship, but now she's on that ship because her ship in her alternate dimension crashed into the ocean, and everyone's like, well, fuck, our only hope for humanity's gone. Let's kill each other now. And then they're like, well, we need to start the hyperdrive to get back to our own dimension. Blah, blah, blah. And meanwhile, there's this whole thing of like, if we fuck with time, then monsters from other dimensions are just going to spew all over time. So the way it explains Cloverfield is every movie's its own thing. But because these guys use this crazy machine, it ripped a hole all throughout space-time. And in like every dimension, these Cloverfield demons are coming down.
That's really lame.
Yeah, it is really lame.
Huh.
So basically, in one dimension, it was in 2006, the one Cloverfield monster came down in New York and original Cloverfield happened. And in another dimension, it was 2014, and it was that little smoky Cloverfield monster, and there was a mini one, right? I don't know. And in this one, there were like other Cloverfield monsters, but it was the future. And like you saw them very briefly, like from the husband's perspectives on Earth, and it's just not... It's not a good movie.
It's dumb.
There's like a few scenes that like I like that like are like interesting, but like it just doesn't hold its own. It's not interesting, and none of the characters they don't do nothing.
It sounds like
for
it
me.
just kind of makes the other ones worse.
Yeah, it kind of does. It's like, how did this happen? Oh, because a bunch of dumbasses shot a space laser that caused a bunch of demons to fall out of the sky. Ain't that fun? That's a fun movie.
The Cloverfield monsters are just as scared of you as you are of them.
Oh, fucking clearly.
Well, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
But also, it seems like... Is there plans to make more of these?
I think so.
There's one coming out this year still.
Oh.
At the end of the year. It's a World War II themed.
Oh.
Yeah. So the demons came down in World War II.
Listen, that concept sounds fine.
It does sound fine. I just can't wait for them to fuck it up again.
Yeah.
Because, like, 10 Cloverfield Lane was awesome. Like, they struck gold with that. But on this one, they're like, all right, the iron's hot. Let's fuck this shit up horribly.
Oh, well.
Because, like, it's an idea that, like, we don't need explained, I feel. Like, oh, there's monsters. Isn't that enough? Like, oh, this a similar-looking monster is, like, attacking, and here's a different perspective on that, you know? But no, we gotta explain why there's monsters attacking the planet. I don't know. It's boring and dumb.
Well.
And not worth it. Cancel your Netflix subscription.
Honestly, there's a lot of reasons maybe you might want to think they are making creative decisions and products with that money, huh?
Yeah, they are. We'll get to that after.
Yeah. Is there anything else to say about this? Carrie, do you have any thoughts? Ryan kind of took that over there.
I honestly don't remember a lot, and from what I've talked to Carrie, she remembers less.
Listen.
All right, well, let's talk about a very good movie. Let's talk about Black Panther. Big one. Big movie of the year, Black Panther. Obviously based on the Marvel character, the titular Black Panther. You got Ryan Coogler, director of Moonlight, correct?
No, Creed.
Oh.
Creed.
He directed that?
He directed Creed, yeah. Barry Jenkins.
Barry Jenkins, right.
directed Moonlight, yeah.
Right, that's what I said. Yeah. I don't know why I confused Ryan Coogler, because I haven't seen either movies, and I somehow confused their names. I don't know.
I mean, they're both, like, Academy Award. I mean, both years were, like Creed won something that year, like
If
2015.
not, it was at least nominated.
Okay.
Maybe I should watch Creed. I feel like I would.
No,
like
I think Sylvester Stallone won for Best Actor, I think.
Anyways.
Good on him.
Good on Sylvester Stallone, and not the movie character the movie was about, which was
Chadwick Boseman,
Chadwick
Michael B.
Boseman.
Jordan, Lupita Nyong'o, Black Panther. It's
Angela
good.
Bassett. It is good.
It's very good. At least I think so here.
I agree. It's one of my favorite Marvel movies.
It's probably
I feel
top. Again, it doesn't take much. I think for this crowd, our bar from the Marvel movie, like the ranking of Marvel movies isn't a fucking like a hard inner struggle.
That one sucks, right? Yeah. All right. Bottom of the list.
A lot of people in my timeline are deciding that the first Captain America movie is good. Actually,
Oh, it is not. Oh my god. Every time I read like a, I don't know why, but like every time I read like a let's rank the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies, I'm like, all right, let's see what this fucking idiot has to say. And, like they always rank Captain America: Civil War like in the top 10. I'm like, what is wrong with you? It's objectively bad. Nothing happens. Oh, the Nazis have space guns, and oh, I guess you're just gonna drop the plane into the Arctic because. Okay, cool.
but we're not here to talk about that.
Yeah.
Black Panther. Carrie, how did you feel about it? I don't think you said how you felt about it.
It was fine.
Okay, so you didn't like it that much. All right. So
It felt like a Marvel movie.
really, I think that's fair. I mean, probably my least favorite thing about the movie is the "What are those?" joke.
Oh my fucking god. Yeah, no, actually, I hate this movie. Oh. Sorry, I had to purge that.
Wakanda is so advanced a nation, they still have Vine.
They just got, they kept Vine going.
They still got Vine 2 launched in Wakanda.
Wakanda are the people who started Vine too. We need Vine back. No, the
How's
joke
it gonna fail? It's made of vibranium.
I really liked the joke where she had the
The sneakers.
no.
I really like the sneakers
Not that one
joke.
either. The one where she had the new suit on the mannequin and she was like,
Oh,
strike
yeah.
it. And he was like, boom, not that hard. I laughed really hard at that, genuinely. And then right after that was the What are those joke, and it just took all the wind out of me. And I was like, oh. But, you know, I don't dislike this movie. I like this movie doesn't feel as toolish as a lot of other superhero Marvel-y movies. I like its attitude.
What?
Sorry. But and I like the characters, but I don't think I'm ever gonna like these movies all that much. I'm
You
sorry.
like Thor?
I like Thor a lot, but that was goofy and it felt like a diversion.
So-
This felt like
This definitely feels like cut
maybe
from the
I'll
same
like
cloth.
Black Panther 3.
Maybe.
Maybe when it goes into space and he's a space panther.
So obviously this is after Civil War.
pretty much right.
Pretty
after.
much right after. King T'Challa and I forget what's his dad. What's his dad?
T'Chaka.
T'Chaka. His
Yeah.
dad dies in Civil War, and he
Yep.
becomes the Black Panther. And now we're following up from that. I'm trying to think of.
It's basically like a power struggle between
Right.
him and like this new character, Eric Killmonger, played by
Michael B. Jordan.
the incredible Michael B. Jordan.
Yes.
He comes to Wakanda as like, no, I'm gonna be Kane. And
Right,
the whole movie
because-
is this power struggle.
Because his uncle's son.
He's his uncle's son. Yeah.
Yes, and
So he also has like a say in the throne.
right.
Yeah.
And so there's this power struggle, and Eric Killmonger wants to sort of expand Wakanda because Wakanda's a very like we are here. We don't
Very isolated nation.
very isolated. It's about us. You know, listen. You can take those people, make them slaves. We're cool, guys. We're cool.
We're gonna do our own thing.
Yeah. And so yeah, that's sort of the big thing of the movie, and that's
And how both characters have like their own like their own like direction where they want to go. Where like it's understandable both ways.
Right.
I feel.
I'm more on the side of Killmonger personally,
Yeah.
and I think it's very understandable.
It's very it's understandable. Like the way he's going about it is obviously not.
Yeah,
great.
maybe not to start war with like everyone. Like,
Yeah,
that's not
maybe
great.
killing everyone isn't the direction you should go.
Yeah,
I mean, understandable.
but yeah, the thing that I like about this movie that it's a fucking risky movie, and they let them go there.
Yeah.
In a way that I am shocked. There is a legit just a moment in this movie. He's like, "Yo, fuck cops, but for real though," and it's just like, "Whoa." And just the like just what you got to put together again. Like, they never say outright, we just let slavery happen.
Yeah.
But we just let slavery happen because we're over here chilling. And I thought all of the narrative threads and like the greater implications of this place and the world around it, I found really, really interesting. I thought Chadwick Boseman killed it. Mm-hmm. I thought Lupita Nyong'o was great. I think all the actors in this movie kill it. I wasn't a fan of
other
than what's his name
from Get Out guy.
Yeah, Get Out guy. Yeah, he was the most Marvel bad guy in the fucking planet.
He wasn't even. He was just like this neutral guy who was like, I want to switch sides because it seems convenient to me right now. Yeah, that was a shame that like he was one of my least liked characters in the movie because he's done some great stuff lately.
Mm-hmm. But I don't know what it was. It is in the framework of a Marvel movie, but I just really liked it. I thought it was really exciting. I was like, is this how people look at Captain America: Winter Soldier? Because I feel nothing towards that movie. People swear to me it's the best one because it's the pacing and the thriller aspect of it.
Like, I can look at that movie like objectively, like that's really good.
It's a good movie.
It doesn't do much to me like emotionally.
Right.
Like the only like superhero movies that have like or like superhero characters that affect me like emotionally was like original Spider-Man when I was a kid and like the Miss Marvel comic, like original Kamala Khan stuff. That's the only stuff that's been like, I relate to this. I feel something here.
But yeah, I really like Black Panther a lot. I thought the soundtrack is fan-fucking-tastic, and they didn't use a lot of it. But it also, I guess, it makes sense.
Like most Marvel movies don't even have like a memorable soundtrack too.
Right? No, yeah.
So like, it's interesting having one where it's like, buy the album, and people are like, yeah, I'll buy this Marvel album.
It's a very good album. But yeah, it's been so long since I've seen it that I can't think of a lot of it. But my favorite thing about it is again that it is aggressive and very out there in the framework of a Marvel Disney product. Mm-hmm. And that I really, really like. Like, let's talk about actual, like, fighting back. Like, what's like, and I like that a whole lot. It's a lot more grounded, even though it's this fantastical fucking thing. But yeah, I feel very strongly about it. Big fan of it.
I like Marvel doing these. I like as further they go, like, although we get tired of these fucking Marvel movies every other month, they're using more characters that are like lesser known, and I feel like for me, those stories are always the most interesting. Like I couldn't give two shits about Iron Man or another fucking Ant-Man movie, even though we're getting another one of those, unfortunately. But like Black Panther, Captain Marvel, like those.
The first Guardians of the Galaxy was great.
It was great. It was very refreshing. It's weird that movie came out so soon when they were doing that stuff. 16, 17. That was 2014. 14, yeah, the first one came out. Mm-hmm. It was relative. That was before they were kicking him out through a year.
Yeah, I think it was like soon after that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. How do we feel about going into not Civil War? Whatever the fuck this movie's called. That should say how much I care about. What's this movie called?
Infinity War.
Infinity War. Thank you very much. Yeah.
I mean, what annoys me most about this is like there's a fucking another Avengers movie next year.
Oh right.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Infinity War Part 1 and 2, but then they dropped that and like it's gonna be its own thing actually.
So is there gonna be there's a definitive end to this arc if this movie?
I don't know. That's what's annoying to me about it. Like, is Thanos just gonna be? Is that gonna be done? Is this next movie gonna be a continuation of that? And also, I feel like back-to-back Avengers on paper, they're fucking Marvel's like, oh hell yeah, we're gonna make so much money. I feel like people will be like, a fucking another one? Really?
If they are separate movies, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it would have been just better to be Part 1, Part 2.
I think so too. Unless they didn't like putting the Part 1 and Part 2 in the title.
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate how that looks, but like I feel like that'd be more like understandable for like, the audience.
But I just think they. Well, but then in their mind, like, well, why would someone walk into Part 2 if they didn't see Part 1?
Because they fucking made a bunch of pre-ticket
sales
on there. Like, no one's gonna fucking like the first Marvel movie I'm ever gonna watch. Avengers: Infinity War Part 2. I'm gonna start in late in the
Avengers
game.
Avengers 2.2.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna
3.2.
I'm gonna start at Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. That's the first Marvel movie I'm gonna watch, and I'm gonna understand every single thing about this movie. Oh fuck.
Oh god.
I don't know nothing. I don't know. Do you have any hopes for the movie?
Do I have any hopes? I hope it's entertaining and not boring.
What would you hope to happen?
What
would happen in this movie to make you like leave the theater and be like, you know what? worth the price of admission.
Utilize Black Panther.
Utilize Black Panther. From the trailers, it seems like there's going to be a lot of Wakanda.
Don't utilize Tom Holland that much.
Well, I hate to say this to you, but I feel like Marvel's going to milk Spider-Man.
Fine,
until they
I
lose
have
the
more
rights to the
Spider-Man than Iron Man. Then that's not gonna
Good.
happen in a million years. But because this is again, it doesn't matter. This is Iron Man's. This is the Iron Man hour. This is Iron Man's time, baby. Do something with Scarlet Witch.
That'd be cool.
She was in 2, the worst one, and they didn't do anything after that.
That's true. Carrie, what about this movie?
Yeah.
What could make you like this movie?
I want Korg and Vision to have a conversation.
Hell yeah.
Before he dies.
Hell
Because
yeah.
Vision's gonna die in this one.
Probably, yeah.
And then Korg's gonna walk. He's like, he's dead.
He's dead. I don't know. My hopes are just like, I want them to kill off some of the characters.
Yeah,
because
that'd be good.
There's too many, and I've stopped caring about most of them.
And they need to actually like make this matter, other than killing what's his name, Aaron Taylor Johnson as Quicksilver.
I wanted
yeah.
when we were watching Black Panther and they do spoilers when they do that fake out. We're like, oh my god, he's fucking dead. I was like, oh, that's one less person I have to keep track of in Avengers. Then. And I was like, oh wait, there's no way he's fucking dead.
Yeah,
but
no
for a
way.
minute, I was like, oh cool.
Going back to Black Panther, was it just me or the special effects in this movie look really bad?
Oh yeah.
They were passable.
I thought the
to me.
fight between
The
them was
rhinos were
bad.
interesting looking.
Yeah, the rhinos are interesting
Yeah.
looking.
It
I
was
hope
funny when they showed up though. That made me.
I hope they don't give Batista too many dumb, shitty lines.
Oh my god.
I've also recently realized, since I've gone back in the wrestling training, I was like, I've been watching Batista for a long time, and so when I watch him in Guardians of the Galaxy, this guy's still at it. Oh, so he's just started his movie career.
All right, who do you want to die in this movie, George? Infinity War. If you could choose
Iron
one character
Man.
to die, yeah, same.
Scarlett Johansson's character, sure, why not? Black Widow.
But she's gonna get her own movie. They announced that.
Yeah,
they
Red
did?
Sparrow.
Yeah.
They're-
No, there's
I would say you're a few years too late on that one, buddy.
there's officially a Black Widow movie.
Yeah,
coming
too late
out.
on that one.
I
feel.
know. Way too late.
Way too late on that one.
Like 5 years too.
Yeah,
too late.
way too late. Let me tell you about Lucy.
Loose. Oh boy.
That's the movie that rode that train.
Oh boy. Oh, boy.
Down to the Valerian train, the bank.
Oh yeah.
boy.
Anyways, I'm done talking about this dumb fucking Avengers movie.
Let's talk about another dumb fucking movie.
Oh yeah, let's talk about Warcraft 2. No, let's talk about Duncan Jones is back. Mute, director of Moon, Warcraft.
Spiritual sequel to Moon, and
Yeah.
there's a few Moon callbacks that exist in the same universe as Moon.
That was pretty funny.
I'll tell you what, though, if you did not watch Moon, it's
You just
really,
feel like,
it's
oh.
really confusing. So, Mute takes place in, like, I think it's the 2040s?
Probably.
Probably, something like that. It takes place in Berlin. It's very, like, Blade Runner future-esque. All holograms.
I'm so tired of that aesthetic, by the way.
I like that
Apart from
stuff.
Blade Runner, I think Blade Runner looks.
I like
unique.
that look. And I'm interested in seeing what Duncan Jones' idea of that future is.
Super Mario Brothers.
It looks fine. Visually, it looks fine, right, Carrie?
Yeah.
It looks passable, and it's about this character. He grew up Amish, and then he was in an incident where basically a boating
Yeah.
incident where he lost his ability to speak.
Oh,
The
that's why he's
propeller
new.
on the boat ripped up his vocal cord.
And then it goes into the future, and he's a bar guy. He's played by Alexander Skarsgård, so he's a real big guy, but he can't talk. And he has this girlfriend with blue hair who's crazy, and they're in love because they say that they're in love a lot.
Well, she does.
She does. He draws. You see, the thing is, unlike Shape of Water, he doesn't do sign language. He just draws and writes out what he's thinking. So not as interesting. He's a good artiste, I would say that much. And basically, the whole movie is his girlfriend goes missing, and he goes on this detective noir-esque case to try to find where his girlfriend is.
Yep.
Seems like it's been done before, right, George?
Yeah. Nothing about this is like, okay.
Well, what if I told you about the fun side characters?
Oh, no, it's this guy I've heard a lot about.
Here comes Paul Rudd.
Oh, I forgot. I didn't know it was Paul Rudd who played this character.
Well, he
No.
doesn't play the character you're thinking of. He plays the friend of the...
Oh, okay.
Paul Rudd is the main villain,
Yeah.
though. He's basically this, like, bad surgeon guy who's doing bad thing. What does he do that's bad? I honestly forget. He's a dick.
He was like performing surgery on mob members who were injured. So it was like people who would go to jail if you took them to a regular hospital, I guess.
And he was just like a dick.
Yeah, he was rude.
He was very mean. And he has a daughter that he cares about. And he has his friend. I forget what his friend's name is or who he's played by.
Oh, well. Were they... This movie was so fucking confusing. Were they dating? Like, him? Were they related? Or were they ex-lovers? Or because they kept calling him, Paul Rudd, and the other guy.
No. They were never together.
Okay, well, they kept calling each other, like, okay, babe. And I was like, what is happening?
I think that was just them being fun.
They were being they were being fun and approachable.
Paul Rudd's a fun guy. If Paul Rudd went up to like, oh, hey, babe, you'd be like, oh,
Paul Rudd.
Oh, Paul Rudd.
Oh.
If you're that other guy, in context.
Oh, hey, babe.
Oh, boy. I don't know the other guy. He's just like the assistant to him, and he also works to make prosthetics for people.
Yeah.
But he's also very clearly a pedophile.
Mm-hmm. Overt
pedophile. As in, like, they're going bowling together, and he, like, looks over to, like, some teenage girls. Not even teenage, like...
Well, they were, like, 16.
14... They looked around 14, I feel.
I thought the line was that they were 16.
Okay. And, like, he made some comment about how they have... their undercarriage is very smooth, and there's no hair. I don't want to repeat the line because it's fucking gross. And Paul Rudd's
like, Jesus,
guy. And then he's... You know, George, if I ever made like a pedophilic comment to you, your reaction would be like, "Oh, Ryan, what a funny guy, right?" It wouldn't be like, "Huh, what's this mean?" And then he makes a lot of weird comments about Paul Rudd's daughter, and he's like, "Don't you talk about my daughter?" He's like, "Fine, man, I'm not doing nothing. Oh, fine." And then like these comments and like interactions, and like they go to like whorehouses a lot.
Yeah, there's several scenes like in the upper.
It's funny because
where Paul Rudd
drops his daughter off
where he leaves
at the
his daughter
whorehouse.
with various different escorts. So, can you watch my kid? And she's like, "Oh, of course, I'd love to."
Because I gotta go bowling again, I guess. and then his friend, the thing is
they're trying to get Paul Rudd's visa or something to leave
to go to
Berlin.
America.
Yeah.
But also like his friend, like he always goes after the prostitutes who look very young.
Who are playing the schoolgirl.
Who are playing the schoolgirl thing, yeah. And Paul Rudd's like, that guy. That's just his fetish.
That's what he's into.
That he's into, yeah.
It's like,
and then it's not till like the ending where like Paul Rudd finds out that like he has, because he makes prosthetics for children who like lose their limbs. He finds that like in their changing rooms he like has cameras. And he's like, "What's with all these cameras?" He's like, I'm a doctor. They're just because I'm a doctor. And he's like, "No, you have a problem." He's like, "Oh, I know, man. I'm sorry." He's like, It's okay.
All right.
It's okay, man. Let's go get some beers. And it's like, oh, hell yeah. And then they drop it for a bit, and then Alexander Skarsgård eventually finds out where his wife is. She's been dead the whole time. In Paul Rudd's basement. What a surprise. Oh, did I spoil Mute for you, Duncan Jones? I'm sorry. And then...
This movie was just incoherent, mumbling, bad.
Very bad. The moon stuff was the most interesting to me. And it's basically just like Alexander Skarsgård's character like looks up at like a TV and like there's like a courtroom trial about what's going on in Moon. You've seen Moon, right?
No, I haven't. I know what it is.
It's basically just like Sam Rockwell arguing with himself.
It's pretty funny.
I'm Sam Bill. Well, no, I'm Sam Bill. It's very funny, but it's like you could have done something with that. Yeah. I feel. And
a lot of the like world building air quotes stuff was just like obviously like shoehorned in to be like, wow, the life is hard for this mute man in this future world. It's like there's all these scenes where he like approaches a machine to use it and it's like, please speak clearly the thing that you want to do. And it's like, like my favorite, he was in a library, quiet place, and he walks up to the card catalog machine and it's like, please whisper quietly the name of the book that you're looking for. And it's like, why would that be? What? Huh? So then it's like, oh, he goes through this entire giant library, even though he can't find where the book is. He's that determined. But it's like, what?
The world seems
so stupid.
It seems just more inconvenient because it's all voice-based. And also, like, during the ending, basically, Alexander Skarsgård, mute guy, he kills Paul Rudd's character, so pedophile guy gets all mad at him because that was his best friend.
You killed my bro.
You killed my bro. I also am
I guess I'll have to take care of his daughter now. Darn it.
And like the last thing Paul Rudd sees is like Alexander is a pedophile guy taking his daughter is like, I'll take care of you, and he's like looking through like a camera that he has, and he's like, oh fuck.
Oh yeah, I forgot
The
about
last
that
thing
entire
he
scene.
The last thing he saw was like his pedophile friend taking care of his daughter.
Yeah,
And he's like,
Alexander Skarsgård like stabbed Paul Rudd through the throat, and it's like, who's mute now, bitch? It's like, oh my god.
And then the pedophile guy, he takes out Alexander Skarsgård and he does a surgery on him to make him talk.
Oh yeah.
So like the last scene is like him like, why won't you say anything to me? I brought back your vocal cords, and he fucking drowns him because like he's a monstrous man. He can just drown you. It's not like it was an even playing field.
Well, and you find out that that Paul Rudd's daughter is also Alexander Skarsgård's wife's daughter.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, so he takes care of her now.
Yeah. And he can talk now, but he has a robot voice. He's like, I'm here.
He's got like a stoma voice.
I'm here for you, child. I can take care of you.
Hello, human child. I love you.
I am Alexander Skarsgård. Remember me from... Anyways, not worth it.
Yeah, don't.
Especially because the movie feels like it's 3 hours.
Oh my god. I'd been watching this movie for 10 years, and I looked, and it was like, you're 15 minutes in. And I was like, no!
Like, it's like surprising like how long it feels for
bad.
very little progress.
It's bad.
And like the whole time I was like, why doesn't he go like file a missing persons report?
Because he's mute, Ryan. You have to walk up to the police station and be like, please state clearly and slowly the nature of crime you'd like to report.
He's like, It's bad. Another Netflix movie I would not recommend from this month of Netflix movie.
Trash.
Netflix Trash Month.
Yeah.
Speaking of something that's not Netflix trash, but it's on Netflix and everywhere but in the good old US of A.
Annihilation.
The good movie.
The good movie.
Right. Alex Garland, he's back. Director of Ex Machina, writer of Dread, personal favorite of mine.
A news report came out that apparently he basically directed Dread.
Yeah, that's why I was confused. Like, why? Like, I always confused him as a director, but
yeah,
he pretty much. Yeah.
He did direct it, pretty much. He just wasn't credited for it, according to this thing. Which
Dread
is good for you. Another good movie that you made.
Dread is a great movie that everyone should watch.
So is Annihilation.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't really know how to start this conversation because.
The movie's better knowing little, I feel. Like
so. There's this thing called the Shimmer. There's a meteorite that hits the Earth, and it creates all this
like very rainbowy,
iridescent cloud.
Yes, iridescent cloud is all like woo, and everyone's like,
and they're like, let's shoot at it.
And it's like,
no, wait, stop. And it's been on the Earth for quite a few years. And some events happen, and Natalie Portman discovers that this is a thing that's happening.
Right.
And she decides, I need to go into this
well, first, Oscar Isaac is her husband.
Oh, yes.
He is presumed dead, and then he just kind of shows up and seems confused. And she's like, give me answers. And he's like, I'm going to throw up. And so then they are going to go to the hospital, and they get intercepted. And then she's at the facility outside.
And then she realizes that her husband was sent out into the Shimmer, and now she wants to go into the Shimmer to find her husband because because it's her fault. So I've come to the realization now that we usually only don't spoil movies that we like, and we usually spoil movies we don't fucking give a shit about.
Yeah.
Because this is one like I feel like if we spoil it, I don't know, like it'll still be powerful.
Yeah.
But man. But anyways, so. I would say what makes this movie work is that there is the mystery, but it's like a sci-fi action movie. It's not. I wouldn't say it's as horror as many people
There's some
sell it.
elements of horror. In
There's
it.
some
I mean, that
things
bear
that
is pretty
I
scary.
could not watch.
Yeah.
I did not like that stomach scene.
Yeah, but is that like horror? Like,
That's some Evil Dead shit.
I guess so. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, most of the movie is it's sort of like a predator thing. They're in the jungle or wherever this place is. They're in the shimmer.
Swamp.
There's like the swamp. They fight
It's a Floridian swamp.
yeah, they fight. Is it an alligator or a crocodile? I'm not very.
It's a lot of things.
Yeah, it is. That's true. That is very true. And so yeah, they're just making their way through this. They're trying to find. They're trying to make it to the lighthouse, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah, because
lighthouse
that's
is
the
what-
epicenter
That's the
of the
epicenter
activity.
where the
Thing hit, and she's like, the mission statement is to get to the lighthouse, and I need to know what's in the lighthouse.
Yep, it's a group of women go over there.
It's the
Stuff
meteor.
happens.
It's something.
And then some things happen. Yeah, this one it sounds like we're just being like stuff happens in the movie. You should watch it. I don't know, but it is very hard to describe.
But some stuff happens in the movie and you should watch it, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
It deals with a lot of the self-inflicted fracturing and self-destruction and our own self-destructive tendencies and how those can come to a head and have negative effects on our lives, and how, oh my god, I just like that there's a lot of detail in this movie. As someone who has watched this movie 3 times at this point, you go back and you see things that you didn't notice the first time, and you can tell that there's a lot of care put into it, and it's not just dumb sci-fi creature alien romp. It's thoughtful and interesting. Yeah, swamp.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we
This
don't.
movie did not do well.
Oh, did it not?
No, commercially not very
Really?
well. Yeah, because it cost a lot of money and it did not make a lot.
Well, also they buried it.
They
too.
also buried
out
it.
of fear at the end.
And also it going on Netflix does not help it. I feel like that does not help a movie make a lot of money.
Let me see how bad it was.
Okay.
Because the buzz on it was very good. If they didn't fucking bury it, because Paramount had some few bombs, I guess. What bombed for them that was so bad? I can't remember. When I heard about this, I was like, I feel like I would have heard about this.
They make Transformers, right?
They did,
Yeah,
but
those-
that did
those
well.
Never bombed.
They
Damn
used to do Marvel movies back in 2012.
They did.
But not
They
anymore.
They made the first few.
Oh, yep, this did not do well. So the budget was $55 million. It only made like $30 million, so that's a bummer. God damn it,
Yeah.
that sucks.
It does suck.
So-
See, yeah, because I was the impression that this did well because the buzz on it was so high.
Nope.
Well, that's a bummer.
This
So did-
movie's
sa-
too smart for us.
Same with Blade Runner, except that lost even more money.
Oh yeah, I lost a fuck ton of
Except
money.
this is a good movie, right?
How dare you?
But yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. It's very good. I love the last 10 minutes of it. They're fucking phenomenal.
The soundtrack is something you have
Oh
never
my
heard before.
God.
So I like this. Maybe I should rewatch it just because or maybe just listen to the soundtrack because the soundtrack didn't do much until the last 10, and I just sit down and listen to that and just be at peace for the rest of my life. It's so goddamn good.
Like, I want to see this in theaters as many times as possible because that experience of it being just blaring and you're like, Jesus, these speakers are gonna fucking break. And it's like, oh, I can feel my brain rattling. I'm gonna melt. It's great.
Didn't like one of the speakers like start rattling?
I
Or,
think
it
so.
sounded like it was rattling when we saw it.
I don't know.
I feel like that's what happened.
Because that was, I remember when we first talked about this movie, I talked about how I liked the sound in the trailer. And then I was like, when it happened in the movie, I was like, yeah, this is good. This is good.
So yeah, Annihilation. I guess we don't have much to say about it without spoiling it because I would feel bad if we spoiled it if people did actually care to go watch it for themselves.
Just listen in for our best of 2018, and we'll have a full spoiler discussion on it.
Oh, probably.
I would say
will
like
lead that.
technically 3 months into it in our time, not when this podcast. It's not looking great, folks. Gotta tell you what. One more movie, the one we threw in here at the last minute. Rounding us out here, Ryan. Fullmetal Alchemist.
The final part of Netflix trash.
Fullmetal Alchemist, based on the hit anime and manga of the same name.
Mm-hmm. Two brothers.
What is Fullmetal Alchemist?
So Fullmetal Alchemist, the manga and anime classic, one of the best of its kind, is about two brothers, and they perform alchemy. So equivalent exchange, all that nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, alchemy. And basically,
yeah, I've seen As Above, So Below. Okay, I know all about alchemy.
Okay, so basically, the early on plot is they're two brothers and they're like very young and they lose their mother, and they think, oh, like she dies of like this, just like a random like issue, and like, oh, we can use alchemy to bring her back, even though like you're not supposed to use alchemy to bring a human back to life. And in their attempt to like bring their mom back to life using alchemy, one of them loses their entire body, and the other one loses their arm and their leg.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
And the soul of the younger brother is put inside a suit of armor because he lost his body, and so his spirit is put inside the suit of armor. And then they're like, well, we fucked up horribly because I'm bleeding out from two different things, and you straight up lost your body. So basically, their whole quest is to find the Philosopher's Stone, because according to alchemy rules, you can use the Philosopher's Stone to basically counteract the rules of, oh, I need equivalent exchange for this. I can actually just use whatever. So,
again, I've seen As Above, So
I know.
Below. I know.
But you could turn coal into gold, or whatever the old alchemy like dream was. And it's a very good. The anime is very good, especially if you're interested in watching. I would definitely recommend you watch Brotherhood over the original anime, just because Brotherhood follows the plot of the manga better, while the original anime just kind of did its own thing.
Is it longer?
It's a little
I'm
longer.
asking you, is this a Dragon Ball Z Kai situation? Because I would recommend people watch Kai now instead of watching Dragon Ball Z.
Well, like the reason I would recommend Brotherhood is because it makes more sense.
Okay.
Because basically the reason the anime did its own thing is because it caught up with the manga. So instead of being like, oh, let's wait a bit, they're like, let's just make it up. And it basically became like, oh, we're just doing magic now, basically. It wasn't science. It was just like, oh, we're all flying and flips and shit. It's like, oh, its own thing. And yeah, it's very good.
This is the live action.
This is the live action movie, though. A movie that I would say should not have ever been made. Because the plot is too complicated and it doesn't make a lot of sense being condensed into like
is this like
2
is
hours.
this like the entirety of it?
It's a lot more of it than it should have been.
Okay.
It's basically like the top hits from like the first 2 seasons condensed into one movie, which is very weird because like halfway through like an arc will happen and like, well, shit, that was a movie, and it's like, oh, it's still going. Oh, okay, that's fine. It's also just like weird, and the visual effects are all like strange. Like the main thing is like the main character Edward is able to like turn metal and like morph like metal in the ground to like a sphere to fight or whatever. And like you see that in like a beginning action scene, and then never again. He just like kind of wanders around. You don't ever see the brother in the suit of armor, most because that effect looks bad. So he's just off doing his own thing that you don't see. All the characters clearly have wigs because the manga takes place in like an alternative like England. So all the characters like, I'm Edward, I'm Alphonse, my name is Armstrong. But because when they in Japan, they're all Japanese. And they all have like these English wigs on, and it looks real bad and real like, this seems like you stole it from like a high school prop department. Especially Edward's wig, the main character, which is a shame because you think they would put more effort into that. But yeah, it's bad. Not worth watching, even if you like Fullmetal Alchemist.
Not as bad as Death Note, though.
Not as bad as Death Note. Death Note is entertaining to watch because it's so bad. This is just boring and uninteresting. And just, I don't know, man. It's not worth it. It's not worth. You watch it and you just wonder why they even bothered to do this. It's one of those things. Kind of like with the Ghost in the Shell movie. Like, why did they have to make this? because it was fine as it was, and also it doesn't transfer well, and they should have like known, like in the process of like, oh, this doesn't work. Like a movie that we're talking about like later, like A Wrinkle in Time, like that was, from what I've heard, like that's a movie that like people say like, oh, it can never be made into a movie because it's too out there. The things it does could not be like put to picture well. And then it was made and like, oh, it's bad. And then this is made and it's like, oh, it's bad, because like it doesn't transfer well. It doesn't make sense in this format. Maybe if it was a radio show, well.
Probably. What if it was Fullmetal Alchemist, the podcast?
Oh my god. Hell yeah.
The only format.
Anyways.
That's February?
That's another bad Netflix movie.
What did we miss this month that
was big?
Was there a horror movie that we missed that's probably sucked? Oh, no, Strangers was at March. It's March, right?
That was the first week of March, yeah.
I don't know.
I'm sure it was nothing more.
We definitely missed some stuff, I feel.
Well, that doesn't matter. I'm not looking back. March is
Never
a thing
look back.
that's happening as we speak right now.
We missed game night.
Which is apparently fantastic.
I've heard.
Depending on who you ask.
Apparently it's fantastic.
We missed the Peter Rabbit. You missed 50 Shades.
I did miss 50 Shades. I'm sorry.
We missed
Peter Rabbit. I said that already.
You did.
Death Wish? Was that?
That's Bruce.
That did happen last month. But who cares about that?
Yeah, who cares about that? Anyway.
March has some movies.
March, it's almost done. But...
which you may or may not want to watch, such as Red Sparrow. Probably don't want to watch that one.
Nope. Reviews were not good. If
Joel
I
Edgerton.
Who cares?
Me?
I get it.
Strangers Pray at Night.
Apparently that wasn't good.
Apparently that wasn't good. It looked cool.
I like the visuals of the
That's
trailer.
what I'm saying. I like the visuals of the
Yeah, it
trailer.
does have neon in it.
I like that they had that haunting version of Tiffany's I Think We're Alone Now.
I love haunting versions of songs and trailers.
Well, no, but
it never gets old.
But it was a haunting of the original. So they just like, it wasn't even, I don't even think it was a haunting version. I think it was just the normal version.
I think so. I don't know.
But no, yes, I absolutely hate haunting covers of songs. Ready Player One is using that fucking, was it Willy Wonka?
Let's get to that.
Okay.
Oh my, yeah,
A Wrinkle in Time.
No,
I'm not interested.
me either.
I never read the book. Have you read the book, Carrie?
No.
Oh. I keep running people who was like, I don't get Wrinkle in Time. Like, I read the book as a kid. It's awesome. And it's like,
No one's there.
It's like, well, did you see the movie? No. Well, what's going on? Why should I care? What is it? What is it about?
Thoroughbreds? I don't care.
I want to see that.
I
might see that.
I'm interested in that too.
It looks
I'd
like,
be willing
it looks
to
like
watch.
It looks like another aren't teenagers sociopaths and assholes kind of movie.
I'd be willing to watch it, but I'm not. Yeah, it looks fine.
A Fantastic Woman.
Right, we just learned about that.
Carrie, you know more about
one
this.
for
What's
won
this?
the Oscar for
Won-
a foreign film.
Yeah, best foreign language film, and I had heard like some buzz about it last year, but it's I don't know if it was really I don't know when it was because it wasn't. I remember seeing a trailer for it at the Alamo, so I don't know if this is like the official release for it this month or whatever. But it's about a trans woman who is in a relationship with an older man, and when he dies, she's pretty much being barred from all the family grieving and isn't being accepted, and it looks like her struggle to become accepted by this family and to cope with the death of this man. So it looks good.
Yeah. We didn't mention Thoroughbreds, which I guess we should probably talk about it a little bit. It has the actress from Split, right?
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Anya Taylor-Joy and Anton Yelchin's last film. I don't know anything. I forget what it is about, actually.
I don't know what it's about.
All right, well, we're moving on.
Well.
Tomb Raider. Everybody loves Tomb Raider. This is a reboot based on the Crystal Dynamics video game of 2013.
Yes.
It doesn't look great.
I still might see it.
I might watch it too, but
I'll pass.
it's incredible how much better the video game looks. And that video game story was ridiculous.
It was. I love that game though.
It's a good video game. It's a very good video game. But as like narrative, it is the...
But like the weird thing like when I think about that game, I remember like it's very brutal. Like,
yeah.
horribly brutal.
Just like fucking ridiculous.
And like this movie can't be that.
No, it can't. Well, no, obviously can't. I feel, but
But I feel like
that
that's
would be
part of
cool.
the appeal. That was part of the appeal. Because like you didn't want Laura to die in the game because like you had to force her to just die in the most horrible way possible.
they really tuned that down for the sequel, huh?
Yeah, I haven't. I need to play the sequel.
But no, yeah, we're not gonna have Alicia Vikander. So we're just gonna throw you down these twigs, and you're gonna get stabbed by like 7 of them, and then these guys are gonna come and just beat you in the fucking head, and you're gonna have a concussion, and then you're gonna fight a bear, and then I don't fucking know.
Jeez.
Tomb Raider.
Wow.
Anyway,
Remember when that was a big thing, like how violent that game was? That was
Yeah.
the thing. Love Simon. I know nothing about it other than who's the lead actor? I know his name.
Nick
Robinson.
Nick Robinson.
That's who it is.
That's the boy.
Nick Robinson is gay?
I think so.
And that's all I know about that.
It's like
The trailer is like he's in the closet and like on like this school like message board like a kid came out anonymously and I'm assuming his name is Simon starts contacting him and I guess it's a coming out story from like his perspective and I guess him and this anonymous person fall in love or something, I don't know. But reviews are very good and people are really high on it just because it's a very
yeah, a lot of the buzz around it is that it's like a typical cookie cutter like romance movie, but it's about an LGBT story, and there's not a lot that are just like a fluffy positive LGBT movie. It's usually something tragic and horrible. So it's an important movie, but I don't know if I probably won't watch it.
I don't know. It feels like a John Green novel.
Oh.
When I look
But
at
that's the whole point of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
I guess so, but like I don't want to see
I don't
that.
want to see John Green try and tackle issues.
What do you mean? He tackled cancer.
He cured cancer.
He tackled when a girl moves away and you follow her.
Oh yeah.
That one?
Yeah,
we saw that one.
He tackled, what was the other one?
I don't know the other ones.
Looking for Alaska was pretty good.
Anyways, Demon House.
Oh. Speaking of pretty good.
Carrie, don't do too many spoilers because you've seen this.
Oh.
The Zach Baggins movie. Like a whole episode. It's just a whole episode. It's an episode of Ghost Adventures.
No, it's much less fun than an episode of Ghost Adventures. It's much more like it's fun because you get to hear Zach Baggins actually say "fuck." He'll be like, "This is some fucked up shit," and you're like, "Oh my god, this is crazy." But it's just basically this apparently huge news story from 2011 that I don't remember hearing about, where there was this
maybe it was covered
house.
up.
Oh my god. There was this house in Gary, Indiana, I believe, where this family who lived there got possessed by demons and they had to leave, and then Zach Baggins was like, "Hey, I'll buy that house and I want to check those demons out." And so the documentary just kind of follows him checking those demons out.
Oh wow.
It's
Does it have a beginning, middle, and end?
There's a lot of times where Zach Baggins comes on screen and he just looks at the camera, or he'll like talk to someone, he'll interview someone, and there's people who are like, "I used to live in that house." And he's like, "Oh, great." And then these kids are like, "Can we come in the house?" He's like, "Demons can attach themselves to you sometimes. Sure you want to go in there?" And they're like, "Yeah." And he's like, "All right, come on." It's like, what the fuck?
All right, let's.
But he's also very sad through most of the movie. He doesn't have his like Ghost Adventures spirit. You know? But yeah, I would recommend it very highly.
So we'll talk about that in March more.
Once I force these two to watch it.
Pacific Rim Uprising.
Boo!
I'm excited.
Boo!
Actually, I don't even know. I feel like this is going to be disappointing for some reason.
Probably.
Yeah.
The first one's bad. Like, objectively bad. We all agree that.
Nope.
It's definitely not an unpopular opinion that I feel that I'm just confused by everyone else doesn't get.
But yeah, I hope it's good. I don't. For some reason, I feel like I'm just setting myself up for disappointment.
Yeah.
Sherlock Gnomes, the
Now
sequel
that's
to
gonna be
Romeo and
good.
Juliet, which came out in 2010, I think.
There was a sequel to Romeo and Juliet, though.
Oh, there was?
It was Romeo and Juliet 2, and it had another pun in it.
Oh. So
Well,
this is the
then
third
the
movie?
third one, I
This
guess.
is the third one.
Oh.
Starring Johnny Depp as Sherlock Gnomes.
So what do you think this movie's about?
Well, there's this part where they're like, we need a ship to get across this thing, and then one of the gnomes is like, no ship, Sherlock.
I love dogs!
You know what? My hope for Infinity War now is that at some point one of the Hawkeye's just like, oh no shit, Sherlock.
To Doctor Strange.
And then Doctor Strange and Tony Stark both turn around thinking they're talking to him. That's what I want to happen in that movie.
Now
That's what I want.
That'll be worth my admission if that happens. Oh my god. Less Benedict Cumberbatch. That's what I want from the Avengers. Or no, actually more. Cause
I want more of that good big Americano accent.
God, that's so funny.
I love dogs.
Yes.
Yes, that's probably
I'm
what
so
I'm most excited for.
Of
New
this
Paul
entire
Anderson
year.
movie. Oh, not Paul Anderson.
Wes Anderson.
Wes Anderson. My bad.
Jeez.
Yeah, it looks
There's an
fantastic.
Isle of Dogs.
Trash Island.
How'd you describe the style of this movie?
It's like dirty claymation.
Yeah, I guess. Island of Dogs. There's no dogs allowed in Japan, right?
Yeah, because there's dog flu, so all
Right.
the dogs are being
Sent to an
exiled to
island.
Trash Island.
Yeah.
And then there's this one kid
Who wants his dog?
who wants his dog back, so he hijacks this plane and goes to Trash Island and
And
finds
dogs are
Bryan
like,
Cranston.
yeah.
And,
Hell yeah.
It's a dog.
and he's like, we get it. You are looking for your lost dog spots.
Yeah. Looks great.
And it's got the whole Wes Anderson caravan of
Yes,
actors
it
in
does.
it, and I am excited because that's one of my favorites.
Yeah. Unsane? I forget what this is.
It's
That movie shot on an iPhone by that director
Yeah.
that apparently is really good, but I've never heard of before.
I don't know. But it's this woman who's trying to flee a stalker, and she ends up accidentally admitting herself to a psych ward, and her stalker is there. Or is he? And yeah, there's a whole thing where it's apparently it's shot on an iPhone, and so there's a gimmick there for you. It looks like it could either be bad or okay, or maybe good.
I feel like it's a movie that at least you and me, Carrie, will end up watching at some point.
Yeah,
I
I'll
feel.
see it.
All right,
Now
let's
to
get
the real
let's get
movie.
to the big one that none of us are into. Ready Player One, based on the novel
bombs. I hope it bombs.
I like recognizing stuff. The movie.
What if the Iron Giant met Tomb Raider? What if
This feels like one of
What
those.
if what if
This
E.T.
feels like epic movie, but like with
Yeah.
a budget.
Yeah. Very much so.
Oh no, Paris Hilton.
So yeah, he goes and he puts the VR headset, he goes to the Oasis, it's like a video game, but it's all like all the stuff you know.
That's all the
But
80s
they don't
references.
know. We know.
Yeah, we get it.
For them, it's just like, oh, it's this crazy British lady with an orange jumpsuit who wears goggles and has an aviator jacket. I don't fucking know. His name is
Trace
Tracer.
who?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think Steven Spielberg knows who Tracer is?
No way. Maybe. I don't know. It's a popular video game, so I don't know.
I don't know who Tracer is.
She's British.
I don't get it. I'm not a gamer. I can't watch this movie.
Right.
So, do you think this movie is gonna just be a list of references?
Probably. I'm trying to. I'm looking at the Wikia, but I don't trust this.
'Cause
Because
from what
anyone could just be like, Donkey Kong is there. According to this, fucking Kid Icarus is there. I don't believe it at all because this is all bull. Yeah, people just went to this and just spammed this garbage. There's no way all this is here.
The Buffalo Wild Wings mascot is there.
There's no way Amaterasu is in this fucking movie. You're all fucking fucking with
Robocop?
me.
The Phantom of the
Yes.
Opera is there.
Oh hell yeah!
That's
Sans
awesome.
from Undertale is not in this. It's Sans from Undertale.
That'd be hilarious.
Oh my god!
That'd be great, actually.
I can't wait for the breakdown. I was like, all right, zoom in, enhance, red circle, Sans from Undertale, right there.
And that purple dot next to him, you guessed it, that's Papyrus.
And over there, the purple man from Five Nights at Freddy's. There he is.
Jesus.
Oh, good.
Oh my god, a creeper from Minecraft.
That'll probably be there. Actually, that's not.
Oh my god, it's Slenderman.
Probably.
How many more video games can Carrie think of? Oh my god, it's the guy from Peggle!
Guy, you need a port from Papers, please.
The guy from Peggle. So when you say the guy from Peggle, I think the guy from Peggle's, I thought about the guy at E3.
Oh.
Like, Peggle 2! That guy. No, I don't think that guy's in the movie.
You know, I would have been excited.
I hope a gun, like an actual gun, is in Ready Player One.
I know there was a screening of Ready Player One at South by Southwest, and apparently people said good things leaving the theater.
Yay.
But I feel like...
It looks like ass, visually. Just like aesthetically. It looks awful.
I feel like if I ever watched a movie in the same room as Steven Spielberg, I'd
be like, oh yeah, that was fine.
I'd be like, yeah, the post was great.
Where the fuck were boom blocks? There were no boom blocks in that whole movie.
Where were the fidget spinners? Where was what's that?
Boom blocks.
Waldo.
Where's Waldo?
Rob the robot.
Where's
Knack.
Where is Knack? Where's Captain Rainbow?
Yeah, there you go. Where's Captain Rainbow?
Where's Captain Planet?
Where's Captain N from that 80s show?
Where's Breath of the Wild Link?
Yes.
Okay.
Where is Smash 5 real?
God damn it. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Are we gonna see this movie though?
I don't want to.
I don't want to, but
feel like
also
I'm
I
going
gotta
to.
know.
Yeah.
But also
Maybe we can watch it illegally.
maybe. You said that live on
No
our
more
podcast.
money in Steven Spielberg's pocket. I'm
Not on my watch.
I'm putting my foot down. This is $15 you are not gonna make, sir.
Anyways, that's what's coming in March. Look forward to that, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Isle of Dogs.
What are we looking forward to seeing? Like,
Isle of Dogs.
I'm honestly not looking forward to that.
Really?
No.
Because you like cats, Ryan?
No, I have a dog now. I like dogs. No, I just don't like. I don't like claymation. I don't know why.
Wow.
It
That's
cuts
I feel
me
like I've
off.
heard you say this before.
Yeah,
and
that's
I
a
feel
weird
like
thing.
I'm just as offended, even though I've heard it.
That's a
already.
weird
I
thing.
mean, I have no problem with Wes Anderson. I just.
So what are you looking forward to?
I mean.
Yeah, Ryan.
Ready
What do
Player
you
One?
like?
Sherlock Gnomes.
Nice.
I'll probably see Tomb Raider. I have free movie tickets. I got them from work.
Oh.
Soda had a seizure. I helped. It's fine.
They're giving out movie tickets now for that?
I got a pair for some reason.
Yeah. Someone at work, we probably should be talking about work on the podcast.
No.
Yeah, never mind. Don't worry about it.
I got free
Um,
movie tickets for helping someone who was, I don't know.
yeah. Anyways, that's a podcast. It sounds like I'm pretty
Watch
bummed out.
Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Watch it.
Watch the 2001 Tomb Raider, or 1999?
Lara Croft Tomb Raider. That's what the
I
name
don't know when the
was.
movie came out. Was it 2001?
Who cares?
I remember loving that movie when I was
It
a
had
little
to
kid.
be after 3, right?
Yeah, so it would be 2001 sounds right then. It'd be
Yeah.
no, that'd be after The Last Revelation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
When did The Cradle of Life come out? I didn't see that one.
I think that was 2003.
Oh.
That's the one with Gerard Butler in it.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyways, that's an episode. We'll see you for March. Thank you so much for listening to Movies Are Real. As usual, you can follow us on Twitter. You can find me at jcruzalvarez26. Tell me how I should be excited about Avengers, I guess, Infinity War. Tell me who your favorite Marvel man is. I don't know. Ryan, where can people find you?
Spider-Man. I'm at Frying Pans.
Where's Moon Knight?
Where? Oh my God, I fucking hate Moon Knight.
Carrie, where can people find
You can
you?
find me at _E Lyles Lyles. You could see me live tweet Demon House starring Zach Bagans.
You already did that.
Directed, but
I
I'll
can't-
do it again. Watch me dead tweet this ghost
No.
movie.
Did you rent that or buy that?
I bought that. Are you
Oh,
fucking kidding me?
Well, you need to come over sometime. We can watch it.
It's on my Amazon, so we'll have to do some logging in. But
Fucking.
we gotta be logged in if we're gonna watch the
Hell
fucking Zach
yeah.
Bagans documentary.
I can't believe we didn't talk about Magic, Carrie.
Oh my god!
That's okay.
No, we can revive the dead segment of the podcast where we recommend a movie.
Nope.
Look up Magic starring Michael
Just look
Cera.
up the trailer for Magic Magic.
Yeah, and then imagine what that movie would be, and then don't actually watch the movie.
Don't actually.
I'm curious.
So while Ryan does that, goodbye everyone. Until next time, take care. We'll see you on the next episode of Movies Are Real.